and joined now by color commentator Grace Protopappas. And Grace, there's always plenty to talk about when you talk about the crosstown rivalry between Carleton and Ottawa.
Oh yeah, we're in for a real exciting game tonight. Whenever you get a crosstown rivalry, it means the game's going to be very fast-paced and very intense. However, that also means that it tends to be a chippier game. You're probably going to see more fouls and more mistakes made by younger players. However, Carleton is going to try and win tonight. They haven't won in 17 years against Ottawa in a regular season game. So we'll see if they can do it tonight.
Well, you mentioned younger players, and Coach Alex McNutt is going with the youth this season. 4 young starters, 4 first-year starters. One of them, our player to watch for the Ravens, Adriana Ruggiero.
Ruggiero has done excellent this season so far for the Ravens. She's already scored 3 goals and she's only in her first year. Talked to some other players, they said that she's the up-and-coming player and they're looking to use her in this game and in future games to come.
And in contrast, on the Ottawa sideline, you talk about going from youth to experience, and the experience doesn't get any more personified than Jillian Baggett.
Absolutely. Baggett is an absolutely outstanding player, both on defense and offense. She is a defender, but she's scored numerous goals in the past season, and she also just got back from the 2011 Universiade Games in Shenzhen, China, where she scored a goal for Canada.
And I'm sure Ottawa would love if she scores a goal here tonight. After the break, Dan Mooney has the call of first half action. It's the crosstown rivalry, the GGs and the Ravens, here on Rogers Sports Exclusive. Both these teams in their last games played short, they played very defensive, and they got 2 excellent efforts from their respective goaltenders.
Yeah, Elizabeth Foodie for the Falcons Fury played an excellent game. 22 saves. She had an absolutely terrific game, extremely aggressive, not one to back down. Very good effort on her. And then on the other team, the Hotspurs Hearts, they had Michelle McElligott. And she actually played injured. She had a hip injury, and she's actually unfortunately not playing tonight for the game. However, both teams also have very strong defense. It'll actually be interesting to see how they react to each other because they're both, capable of sitting back and just keeping strong in the back. However, the Hotspurs Hearts should have a bit of an edge because their defense is so able to quickly transition from defense to offense, and they just continue right down the field into the other team's net.
Both these teams obviously playing a defensive shell. You'd expect we'd focus on defensive players. That will be the case. First for Hotspurs Hearts, Kellyanne Hutchinson. Yeah,
Kellyanne Hutchinson is just a force to be reckoned with back there. And one thing that makes her extremely important to this team is that she's the key player in that transition from defense to offense. She's the one that turns it around so quickly and launches the offensive attack.
And for the Falcons Fury, their defensive line played fantastic in their opening game, and one of the stalwarts in that line is Valerie Hamilton.
Yeah, Valerie Hamilton, again, a very physically strong player. Not only that, but she's extremely mentally smart. She can read the play, she sees what's going to happen, she steps in, and she stops the attack. And again, very physically, she's going to throw that player right off the ball.
Well, a lot to look forward to tonight. Dan Mooney has the call after the break. It's the Ottawa Falcons Fury versus the Nepean Hotspurs Hearts here on Rogers Sports Exclusive.
Welcome to the Ravens Nest at Carleton University for the 2011-2012 home opener, featuring the CIS 4th-ranked Carleton Ravens taking on the number 2-ranked Windsor Lancers in OUA women's basketball. Hello everyone, I'm Grace Protopappas and I'll be your host for this edition of Rogers Sports Exclusive. We've got an exciting game tonight when the Windsor Lancers take on the Carleton University Ravens. The Ravens will look to continue their winning ways as they defeated the University of Western Mustangs last night in a last-second win. That improves their record to 2-1 after defeating McMaster in last weekend's season opener, but then falling to Brock the next night in a close 3-point game. The Lancers, on the other hand, will look to rebound after last night's loss to the Ottawa GGs, which marred their perfect record, dropping them to 2-1 as well, after they dominated last weekend, defeating both Laurentian and York. Let's take a look at the stats to see how these two teams match up. Both Carleton and Windsor sit with 2-1 records with 4 points respectively. However, Windsor has the advantage when it comes to rebounds as they boast 4 women over the 6-foot mark in comparison to Carleton's 2, one of whom, Darcy Hawkins, is out with a concussion. Carleton does hold the edge, though, in 3-point shooting, and they should look to take advantage of that tonight with Ravens' Kendall McLeod and Allison Bush. With me here is the Kunststadt Player of the Game, Matt D'Angelo. Congratulations on the win and Player of the Game.
Thank you.
So, first game of the season, how did your team do?
Good. Yeah, I mean, obviously we got the result we wanted, right? Put the ball in the back of the net, get some confidence. We've been training for a while, for about 2-3 months now, so it was nice to kind of finally, first game of the season, get our boots on, come out sharp, and obviously the score shows that we look pretty sharp tonight.
All right, taking a look back at your 3 goals, can you just walk me through what happened?
Sure. Yeah, so I think that was the second one coming up there. Had a little bit of time, so I decided just to kind of move around the keeper. The third one again, keeper was out pretty high on the 18, so I had a little bit of room to kind of put it to my right and just slip it into the open net. So all 3 goals, the goalie was up pretty high, so I just kind of took my time, was calm, and just tried to put it in.
All right, perfect. Now you went up really quickly on them in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you keep your calm, keep focused, and continue pushing?
Well, I think we got a lot of leaders on this team and a lot of the older guys. And as soon as we were up, I think 3 or 4-0, the comments you heard was, we still got to keep sharp, right? We still got to play our game, play the ball on the ground if we can, and kind of just not really worry about the score, but just focus on our game. Make sure that we're staying sharp because it's the first game of the season, and we got a long ways to go. So.
All right, perfect. That was our Kunststadt Player of the Game, Matt D'Angelo. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2011 Canadian Ultimate Championships here on Rogers TV at Carleton University. For a wider perspective on why Ultimate is growing as fast as it is, we thought we'd ask some of the players for their thoughts. Earlier this week, Rogers TV reporter Lisa Wallace sat down with Danny Saunders, Executive Director of Ultimate Canada, to discuss how the sport has grown over the years and its direction in the future. Have you ever considered joining an Ultimate League? In case you're still thinking about it, we thought we'd ask some players why they play the game themselves. Welcome to Terry Fox Northfield in Ottawa for OCSL Men's Premier Division, featuring the CCA Lions taking on the Ottawa Royals. Hello everyone, I'm Grace Protopappas and I'll be your host for this edition of Rogers Sports Exclusive. Welcome to our coverage of the OCSL. We're now in the second week of the 2011 season, and as we take a look at the standings, we can see that the first week didn't go so well for the CCA Lions. They lost their first game 2-1 to the Gloucester Hornets. However, they will try to bounce back tonight as they take on the Ottawa Royals, who are playing in their first game of the season. Joining me now to talk about the teams and the players is our color commentator, Gordon Smith. Thanks so much, Gordon.
How are you?
So, tell me about these teams playing in the past year. How did they do?
And standing by now with our color commentator for tonight's action, Grace Protopappas. Grace, Nepean, starting off the game a little short-handed, missing a few players, but they have a number of strong players. That includes number 18, Jenna Holdham.
Yeah, one thing the coach said about Jenna Holdham is that Royals 1-1 draw. That was a good break for them. The Royals have been known to be a really good team. So she's the fullback, so that means she's holding it all together back there for them. So obviously very strong defense, and they'll look to really enforce that again tonight.
Certainly going to look for that against the Force. And for the Force, number 11, Chelsea Saunders, definitely a key for them looking to get into the winning column.
Yeah, again, the coach said this is her 3rd year playing in the Premier. He said she's a good physical player. She knows what she's doing, and this is a team that's fairly young, fairly new. A lot of these women are playing in university in their 1st year, so that means her experience is really going to help them on the field tonight.
So will youth be served tonight, or will the Hotspurs win their 2nd in a row? Stay tuned after the break. It is the kickoff. You're watching OCSL Women's Premier Division action here on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to the Ravens Nest, where the Carleton University Ravens took on the Windsor Lancers, and the Windsor Lancers were successful, defeating the Ravens 55-51. And I'm here right now with Jessica Camas. So, big game tonight. You held on to the win. How did you do it?
We lost last night, and we knew today was going to be a tough game, so we had a good game plan, and that's what we did.
You mentioned you did lose last night to the GGs. What were you thinking coming in here?
We just wanted to win, and we were really frustrated last night after the game, and today we really wanted to win and get it done.
And you have obviously a huge height advantage over the Ravens. How did you use that tonight?
Well, we go inside, that's one of our strengths, and we knew that they were going to try to stop us. So we had to make some big shots and then we could go back inside. So that was the plan.
And obviously still very early in the season. Your record now 3-1. What do you guys still have to work on to really come back and really be successful in the season?
We have a lot to work on. I mean, toughness, that's something we have to work on every single day. And we are trying also to get the new people within the team. We have a lot of new rookies, so it's sometimes hard to play with them, so we have to get used to each other and lots to work on.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Rogers TV crew, Richard Provencher, Wayne Condro, I'm Grace Protopapis. Thank you so much for tuning in to Rogers TV, OUA Women's Basketball, where the final score was Windsor 55, Carleton University 51.